Welcome to West Texas Droning Episode number 16, the roughest, the toughest, the meanest drone channel you ever saw. Welcome to West Texas Droning Episode number 16. We finally had a decent, pardon my French, decent day to fly. After the winds and the dust and the misery, it was really rough out here. And this episode of the Prelude will tell you what we have in mind. I talk about the Dead Man's Canyon, but the majority of this is going to be about flying in the FPV mode in the gimbal. So we'll get into that right now.
Well, good morning. We're back at it Fur Hopper Ranch on a beautiful morning. Finally, we have a day that the winds aren't blowing 60 miles an hour and the sky's full of dust, sand, trees, cows, and all that kind of thing. It's been pretty miserable out here. Dry, windy, not a pleasant place. But this morning's not too bad, so we thought we'd make a little video out here at a place we've not been before. Down here behind me is a little place we call Dead Man's Canyon. I don't know where it got the name, but it's kind of hard to get to. Even though there's a road down there, it's a bad road, and we just don't have it's not close enough that we have to patrol it or look around very often. So we're going to take the drone down there today, or we're going to see what we can see down there in Dead Man's Canyon.
And here we go. We talked about we will fly down in the area of Dead Man's Canyon, but what I want to do on this particular video is explore the world of FPV gimbal settings. What I did for my controller is I programmed the C1 button to be a switch between FPV mode and follow mode on the gimbal. And at about a minute and 26 seconds into this video, I'm gonna go ahead and make the switch. And if you'll watch the lower left little video from my controller, you'll see the instant it pops on, and then you'll see the effect, the difference between follow mode and FPV mode. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, there it is. Now this was unintentional. I flew up this hill and stopped for a moment. Was not aware at the time that what I'm doing here, there's two critters down there at the bottom of the screen, and I'm going to find out that deer don't like drones, and there they go. I didn't think my drone was that noisy, but I ran them off. Get some height here so I make sure I don't run into any trees. Not only was this first time I flew FPV mode, but it was also the first time I ever flew with a filter on the camera, and this time I put a circular polarizing filter on the lens, over the lens of the camera, just to see what it'd do. Now, normally, years ago when I did a lot of photography, I always had some kind of a filter protecting the lens of the camera. normally a neutral density filter, a skyline filter, something like that. But sometimes polarizing filter was necessary, and some good ones did a lot of good. They really cut down glare and made the picture look nice. I did not find that this particular circular polarizing filter was really all that effective, but whatever. I think the next time I'm just going to go with a very light neutral density filter. The turning takes me back to my aviation days. I made my living in aviation for about 30 years, and when you turn, you bank. That's just the way airplanes turn, unless you slip them with a lot of rudder, which is not really advisable. But in turning airplanes, we used to have a saying in the Air Force: you bank and then you yank, and the bank got your airplane pointed where you wanted to go, and the yank accelerated the turn. And this takes me back to flying an airplane instead of follow mode. It's not really all that exciting. There's a series of 3 canyons along this road, and I think the next trip out I'll park down in a canyon and fully explore it. And one of the really useful things about the drone is being able to fly up and peek at the rim rocks, because they have some interesting features, sometimes interesting critters, caves. They're interesting places to explore, but who wants to climb up there up the hill in the heat and look around when you can just send your drone up to do it? After I made this video, I made 2 more, and each one I got a little bit more aggressive on maneuvering with the FPV mode of the gimbal and just experimenting, getting used to it. And really, I had a lot of fun doing it. and I'll show those at a later date. And I hope don't make you airsick doing this, but I was just playing around. There are so many rocks and boulders on this road that I was trying to be really careful about setting the drone down exactly on the pad, because those rocks would do a number on those propellers, so I wanted to get it right on the pad. And there we go. Anybody else notice that the screen recording runs a little bit faster than the main camera recording of the drone? I just noticed that. I thought I had them in sync at the beginning, but the screen finished first, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, thanks for stopping by West Texas Droning. The video, of course, the flying was by a licensed FAA Part 107 certificated pilot. It was on private property. And the music is recorded by me, and I use two computers to do this production. I do an iMac that does the GarageBand recording for the music and the iMovie video editing, and then I have a Linux computer that I use OBS and actually put it all together on. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Come back soon to see us next time. Till then, God bless.